Hey there, my friends. I'm not sure if this is working. Hey there, my YouTube friends. This is Jeanette again. I am driving, not holding the phone, not looking at the phone unless I glance down for 2 seconds. This is being recorded. It's not live, so I'm not reading anybody's messages. I am just driving to the airport. Had a friend here about a week or two ago, and she went with us to Vegas and left her purse at the In-N-Out Burger. So I have to, well, the friend of mine that's a manager or a supervisor at Alaska Airlines came into town and brought it with her, and I was going to spend time with her, but I was not feeling well at all. And I literally knocked out. Didn't sleep very well last night. Been having night terrors. It's not fun. If any of you know what night terrors are like, they are horrible. Oh, I guess I'm looking. They're just horrible. I woke up crying, begging, please stop, please stop. Apparently I was having a pretty dramatic dream. Or terror, or whatever you want to call it. I was freaked out. My husband said it went on for, first he said 15 minutes, and then he said maybe 5 or 10. But he said it was a really long time, and it had been happening before he woke up, and I woke him up by my screaming and crying. So that's just not exciting, not fun. It's one of the things that really affects people with PTSD. There is a lot of flashbacks and things like that. So all I can think of is I was probably having a nightmare about what my brother did to me. I am not sure. I do not remember it. It kind of sucks because I'd like to know what it was going through my mind. But I also am glad that I don't remember, because from what my husband said, I was terrified. I was just completely freaked out and, screaming, please stop, stop, please. And I was like crying and begging. And then he was kind of petting me or rubbing my head and my shoulder, trying to help calm me down a little bit. And he said he did that for at least 5 minutes, if not more. To try to get me to calm down. And I finally woke up and my eyes were red from crying, obviously, watery. I woke up and I really was out of it. I was so exhausted though after that. Like I was just, and I hadn't been that, I went to sleep normal and everything. I was extremely, extremely exhausted. It was very, draining, like I said, I don't remember everything. I just remember when I woke up, I was really, really tired, not feeling, I just felt like my body was just exhausted. He said I was moving my hand, I kept swinging at something, or I don't know exactly, I don't know if I was swinging at him or what he was saying. He was half asleep, so he said it was really disturbing and it made him sad, and I feel really bad. But I think that the reason that I may have been triggered to the point that it was bad, and luckily I had a doctor's appointment this week on Wednesday, and this happened Tuesday night, the night terror. So I got to explain to her, and we kind of started talking, and I came to the conclusion. I got really upset a couple weeks back because I called my mom 3 times, and if you guys don't know me and follow me on Facebook, you probably don't know exactly, but my mom doesn't believe what happened to me. To her, my brother is a, angel that could never do anything wrong. So we hadn't talked for about 5 years or so, and for my kids, I made up with her, but things are not normal. She doesn't call me, but anyway, she did call me back 7 days later, exactly 7 days, not a week, not 8 days, but 7 days. Anyways, so I was really hurt by it. I was really just upset and angry, and so I started having some night terrors. But on Tuesday, I talked to my daughter. wanted to practice her Spanish, and so we were talking in Spanish, and then she had asked to interview me. She just doesn't have time to do it right now, but she wanted to interview me and find out things about me, you know, like just know me, I guess, like as younger, and just hear, I don't know exactly what her agenda was, but then she asked me if she could also ask me about my molestation and some details. And I had said yes, so I suggested to her, since we were talking on Tuesday and she's so busy, that she could ask me questions. And so her first question was, how old were you? And my molestation happened between the age of 4 and 7. And it was, the next question was what really threw me off, and I think caused this, sorry guys, truck driving by. Was really strange was she said to me, what did you have for dinner that night? And I went, what night? And she said, when it happened. I said, Amber, it happened through in, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 years, 3.5, 4 years. So I can't tell you exactly like what I ate because I don't remember. And I was like, what do you have said? She's like, I don't know, I just want to know. And I was like, to me it just felt kind of weird. I'm not sure if that's her way to realize, like, if I remembered what I ate, then I would be able to remember, that what I said was true. I don't understand it. It obviously bothered me more than I realized it, because I had the worst night terror that night, Tuesday night. So, I really want to help my daughter out to grasp the severity of the abuse and what happened, and understand how my parents were very unfair. They treated my brother like he was, or still do, treat him like he is like God's gift to earth, or to them, and I really didn't matter as much. First off, my parents did not give me a middle name. She told me when I was younger the reason was because something happened with my mom and dad, and they were mad about having me or something, or she'd tell me when I was older, and she never did. But I have a really good friend who always tells me, I know how your parents were from day one. Your parents used to treat you really bad in comparison to the way they treated your brother, and I understand and see why your mom doesn't believe you, because he does no wrong. He's just an angel to them. So, that really sucks, and I think that's what really affects me and bothers me the most, is that she won't acknowledge what I did was true, what I said was true. She just says, if you want to live believing that happened, then that's on you. But if you think it happened, you should let it go and forget about it and move on, because you're an adult now. And it's like, those of you who are suffering from PTSD and disassociation and agoraphobia and all the different things that we go through would understand that, we don't just forgive and forget, or forget about it and move on. If it was that easy, we wouldn't be suffering with this mental disorder. We wouldn't be having PTSD. We wouldn't have night terrors. We wouldn't have flashbacks. If we could just forget about it and move forward, because, we're adults. It's not the way the brain works, and I wish that she understood, or took the time to understand. I did send her an email with a video explaining it from a psychologist, a well-known psychologist I found online, who was talking about the way that the brain works and why PTSD happens, and she didn't bother to reply, so I don't know if she ignored it, thinking it was some spam, or if she saw it. And if I would call her to ask her about it, she probably wouldn't call me back, so there's no point in that. But anyways, I really appreciate whoever is subscribing to my videos and liking them. I think it's really great. I appreciate you guys so much. A lot of you are from my group on Facebook, which is PTSD Women Dealing with Childhood, Sexual, and Physical Trauma. Sorry, I had to think about that one. It's really long. So that's my my page. And I do a live every night about 6:30. Lately, or tonight, it was like more like 7:15, but I do try to do it every night at 6:30. But no matter what, even if I'm busy and things come up and I have to do it later, I do it because I want to be there and I want to talk to you guys and get to know you. So if you're interested in the group, friend me on Facebook. It's Jeanette Olson. Friend me on my, add to my group. I do ask those that come to my group, because we have had some catfish, some people trying to pretend to be who they are not. I ask that you guys just on Messenger add me and video chat with me. I only take about 1 or 2 minutes to ask you a couple questions. You do not have to tell me anything personal. You don't have to do some big thing. There's nobody else around. It's just me. Just a quick thing I just have to see. And I know that it's, for a lot of people, it's tough. And I'm not asking for a lot, I promise you. It's just a quick little, hey, how's it going? If you want to tell your story to me, that's fine. It's not recorded. It's not anything that goes out. I keep it very private unless you're ready to share with the group, and that's during group sessions. But please add me, and you'll see what it's like. If you don't like it and it doesn't help you, that's okay. There are a lot of websites that help people with PTSD and with childhood sexual trauma, molestation. There's a lot of them out there. So I would not take offense if it doesn't work for you, if you don't like it. I totally understand. I'm not a doctor, psychiatrist, psychologist, counselor, anything like that. I'm just a person just like you, suffering from, this mental disorder that's very disturbing. And I just want you to know that I'm here for you. You're not alone in what you're suffering and what you're going through. So I just want you all to know that that's really important, that I'm not going to cure you and that sort of thing. But it's a place, a community for you to know that even though you feel alone, you feel like you're the only person going through this, you're not. And we're all there for you. If you ever need to talk, I have a chat in Messenger where everyone goes to, and once you're in the group, I'll add you on there, and you can, help other people, talking about, things you're struggling with, good things, bad things, whatever you want to talk about. And you can also, interject yourself and say, hey, I'm struggling with this. It's a place where you can make a lot of connections, and, talk to each other and things like that. I am writing a book currently about this type of, it's a children's book. I have not decided what age it's going to be, but it is for parents to read to their children about molestation. I do not go into any details. I do not talk about the actual act of molestation. I just talk about the fact that if you do not feel comfortable, it's more of a letting you know, you need to tell your parents, you need to tell your teachers, you need to tell somebody. And it's basically teaching a child that it's okay, even if someone tells you never to tell your secret. It's a secret that shouldn't be kept if you feel uncomfortable type thing. I don't expect a publishing like immediately or anything like that. It's just in the beginning stages of me just writing it down. I also have someone in the group, her name is Julie, and she is an incredible artist, and she's going to illustrate the book for me. So, I hopefully will be able to express what I'm trying to express, and parents buy these books for their kids when they're little so that they know if you ever feel uncomfortable, someone makes you feel bad. It is okay to tell, even though the person swears you to secrecy, because that was one of the things that I had trouble with, was expressing what had happened and having the fear of, getting in trouble, because my brother always told me, he'd bribe me. He'd tell me, you need to clean my room, and I would tell him, no, it's your room. You clean your own room, because we had to clean our rooms every day. And his thing was, I'm going to tell Mom what you did to me. And then he'd be like, Mom, do you know what Jeanette did? You know what Jeanette did? And then I'm like, no, please don't tell. I was mortified. So I would go and do what he asked me to do, whether it was clean his room, fold his clothes, whatever it was. I had to do it because I was mortified. I thought I was the one doing wrong. I was the one that did bad things, because he turned it around. He completely manipulated me to believe that I was the one doing the wrong thing and I would get in trouble. And so that was my reality at that time. So I want kids to know, and parents to have a tool to have their kids read to their kids, or the kids read, and it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't talk about sexual conduct, it doesn't talk about physical conduct. It just says, like one of the stories starts out where this little girl, her mom and dad want to take her to her uncle's house, and she doesn't want to go because she feels uncomfortable, and about him, making her feel bad and telling her there's a secret that she can't tell. I'm not talking about it, what it is. I don't talk about any detail. It may just end up being something I make and, it doesn't go anywhere. But I would really love it to be a tool for parents with small children to be able to say, read the book, if anybody makes you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to tell, it's going to be scary, you're going to be, all these things, but it's not wrong, and just kind of, have a dialogue, have parents have a dialogue with their children where the kids are not afraid that they're going to be in trouble, or they're going to get their brother, sister, uncle, father, anybody in trouble. Know that it's, what they're doing is wrong and it's not okay. But like I said, I'm not going to be giving any details. I don't want to influence kids to feel that they have to, if they read the book and they, the parents read in the book, and then, it's just a way to get some dialogue going so that parents can tell their kids, if anyone ever makes you feel uncomfortable, you have, you can come to me, or you can come to a teacher, and you're not going to be in trouble. Things are going to be different, things are going to change, and we're going to talk about it. But basically that's the agenda of the book. It's not a, talk about anything private, don't plant anything in children's minds. It's just to let you know that it's okay to say, to tell someone if that happens to you, if you have a friend that feels uncomfortable type thing. It's going to be a bunch of little stories that kind of, plant the idea in the children's mind that, if ever someone does not make you feel right, does something uncomfortable, that they don't fear telling on them or talking about it and saying, hey mom, this is what's bothering me. I want to tell you, this person said it was a secret. And then explaining that good secrets are different. That, if, mom wants to surprise dad for his birthday and we're not going to tell about the party type thing, that's something you don't tell about. And things, try to understand the difference between what is good telling and bad telling and that type of thing. I really hope that this, that I'm able to explain and get children to understand, if there is some situation where there's something wrong, even if your parents hit you or things like that, even something that can be read in schools and stuff like that, just not be afraid to tell a teacher, a counselor, or, go to somebody that they trust and, let them know I'm not safe, I'm not comfortable, I don't feel right, whatever it may be, and explain that telling the details of whatever happened to you are very important, without actually saying any of the abuse, talking about it and planting, a bad seed in their mind so that they falsely accuse people. I just think that, it's really important that kids are talked to and told how important it is, to, if you're told, you're bribed or whatever, know that, you don't have to keep that secret. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't want to be around somebody, you need to be able to tell your parents, or if it's your parents that are doing something, that you are able to tell somebody at school or that type of thing. So it's very, very raw right now, very beginning. It's very elementary. Like I said, it does not talk about molestation, trauma, anything like that. It just talks, the first story is about a little girl who wants to go to her uncle. Her mom wants to take her to her uncle's, and she's really scared because her uncle makes her feel uncomfortable. He has a secret, and she wants to, get it out, and she's scared too. And so that's basically talking about that. It's going to talk about how she really wants to tell, and then it's going to go, Mommy, I have something to tell you, and it will not give any type of details. That way, like I said, kids aren't told what to say, how to say it. It's just a tool. I mean, it's going to be something even about like small children. I'm drawing a picture and giving it to my teacher and saying, I want you to see this. I'm trying to tell you something. This is what happens that bothers me, and go from there. Just like I said, I'm not anything special. I just want to do this. And I may or may not be published. And it's okay either way. For me, just at least even trying to do this and, getting some stuff down also helps myself, my self-esteem, just that sort. So hopefully I can get the message out for children to know that it's okay to tell when things don't feel right, that you have to be able to say, we need to talk. I have something to tell you, and not be afraid to tell what it is, whatever the reason it is that they are uncomfortable with that person, or, not feeling right. So, I hope you guys support me in this. I'm obviously, once I get through, I will be trying to find an editor who can, read it, decide the age group, decide, exactly the wording, and work through and help me edit my book to where, it's child friendly, it's influential in any way of making anything up, but showing kids they can't be afraid. And I wish that I would have had something like that when I was younger. So hopefully that goes somewhere, and I get to publish this book, and I help children out there who are going through anything that they're afraid to tell. So that's part of my journey. As you guys know, I'm also looking for a Briard puppy. I believe I've found my breeder. I'm very happy with our conversation. We talked about an hour and a half. She was very kind, really sweet. The puppy I want, hopefully the temperament I want, will be born on Saturday. So her puppies, she's got one litter currently, and then another one due Saturday. So we will see how that goes, and hopefully she'll be able to determine whether the puppies that her bitch has, bitch is a female dog, if you guys don't know. Anyways, and I'm looking for a male who is very mellow, who is not skittish, who can handle training situations. I just now need to find a training facility so that when I get home, I know exactly what to do in order to make sure I don't make any mistakes as far as training and bringing him into the home, and him knowing that he's going to be for working as a service dog. So I'm really hoping that there is a puppy that fits the temperament for these dogs that are born on Saturday, but that is going to be a process. It is not going to be overnight. Obviously, if they're born on Saturday, she's not going to know their temperament until they are older, so it's going to take a little bit. She holds them for 8 weeks, so hopefully by maybe week 6 or 7, if I'm lucky, she would know which puppy would fit better. and if there is one, because I'm not going to just get a puppy because I want a puppy. I'm very, very picky. I know how to train dogs, but like I said, I do want a professional to help me through this, to make sure that I'm training properly and that he is respecting me. He will be, hopefully, like I said, if this doesn't work out as far as temperament and the type of dog I'm looking for, then I will have to wait longer. I hope I don't, but I understand if I do. It is what it is. I need to be smart about it. I can't just, oh, I want this dog, and just go get it. You know, price is right, da 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 da. I want to make sure that I get the color dog, the sex of the dog, and the temperament that I'm looking for. It's really important. So any of you who have puppies or anything, I might know what I'm talking about, how important this is to, you know, temperament, and not being afraid of things, and, you know, not being the one that I don't know, a lot of people will go to buy a puppy and they sit down, and the first dog that jumps in their lap, oh my gosh, he picked me, oh my goodness, that's my favorite dog, he loves me, he already knows me. That's actually probably the worst dog you can get, because that's the dog that isn't going to be into everything. He's going to be disrespectful because he's already jumping on your lap and he's doing all this stuff. It's always good to pick the one that is kind of just standing behind, watching, mellow, just as a pet in general, that, you know, isn't afraid of you, but also isn't going to jump onto your lap. He wants to learn. He's watching you. He's, you know, and when you clap your hands, the dog doesn't freak out. It kind of jumps at you. There's a lot of little different things that's really important to have in a dog, period. And then especially a service dog has a lot more in-depth as far as trainability, you know, and temperament and all that stuff. So anyways, that's in the process now. Like I said, I found a breeder. It's exactly the same coat that I want. It is, she understands exactly what my needs are as far as the dog's temperament, the dog's color, the dog's sex, everything. You know, she understands it, and she's knows what to watch for, what not, what I expect from a dog. She's very she understands it, and she's keen to it. She knows that that's what she's going to be looking for when she looks for a puppy for me. She did mention that the puppies she has currently do not have that sorry, lost my train of thought. Oh, the puppies that she currently has do not have the type of temperament that I'm looking for. So, you know, I'm really glad that she, even though she doesn't have homes for them yet, she's not the type of person that's like, yes, 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 this will be perfect, just take it, take it, take it. She's just being very cautious and being smart about it, just like I really appreciate from a breeder. But anyways, you guys, it's getting close to 30 minutes. I am almost here at the airport, and have to go in and grab my friend's purse. So yeah, I am almost here. Then I can send it to her along with a bunch of other stuff I have for her. But anyways, you guys, I love you guys for coming here. I love that you guys are listening and, you know, liking my page. I hope you subscribe down there and give it a thumbs up. You know, you're not alone. We'll work this process together, and hopefully I learn how to do live soon so that we can chat at the same time and you guys can ask more questions and get to know me better. And, you know, I help you out somehow. So I will definitely be back. So I love you guys. Peace. Be safe. Be happy. Come back tomorrow, guys. Love you guys. Thanks for being fans. And I hope that I can help you all.